सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्.
This technique needs jnana, understanding, as a prerequisite. That is why I am working so much on the understanding, reproducing the understanding. If the understanding is reproduced, the technique can be reproduced on you. Understanding which happened in me, only when that is reproduced in you, the experience which happened in me through this technique can be reproduced in you. Your inner space will be ready for the technique. In you, there are few things which can't die, and there are few things which can die. Those few things which can die, like your body and mind, are not alive even now. Those few things which will never die, your inner space, consciousness, it will never die, it will live forever. Now you need to understand whether you want to identify yourself with the things which can die or which will never die. Let me give you the gist of whatever I spoke in last 1 hour. In just few statements. First thing, 2 ways to go beyond fear. If you realize nothing is possible, there won't be any fear. If you realize everything is possible by you, again there won't be fear. If you realize Shivogam, I am Shiva, everything is possible by me, you won't have fear. If you realize Dasoham, I am the slave, nothing is possible by me, again you won't have fear. There's a beautiful story. One guy wrote in the wall of a temple where the teachings are written, Soham. Soham means I am that. I am that means everything is possible by me. Soham. The other guy came and wrote Dasoham. No, nothing can be done by me. I am slave. Again that is also okay. Third guy came and wrote Sadasoham. Always I am that. Whether you understand nothing can be done by me or everything can be done by me, you will be out of the fear. If you think and feel connected to the idea nothing can be done by me, you will be a bhakti yogi. Self-surrendering is your path. If you think everything can be done by me, jnana yogi, you will be a jnana yogi. Atma jnana, enlightenment is your path. Ultimate experience is your path. Second step, the fear which you have about your life, possibilities, losing or not gaining, fear of failure, fear of losing your near and dear one, fear of losing your wealth, fear of unknown, all these fears, every fear can be used as a door. As a door. Whether you are filled with tension or filled with energy. If you are filled with tension, you are trying to take energy from the source which does not die in you by force without knowing the technique. See, there is a source of energy in you which never dies, your Atman. If you try to take energy from that source without knowing the right technique by force, it creates tension. Whenever you try to create energy in you by remembering some desire or fantasy, that is like kicking this door and trying to open and trying to take the energy from the other side. You want the same energy which a meditator receives, but you don't have patience to open the door, you just kick it. You are adamant. Your mind knows, after feeling fulfilled with the same desire, you may not have that inspiration or energy or excitement which you feel before tasting that fear, tasting that desire. Even then you try to bang the door. You try to get the source, you try to touch the source of joy or source of energy. You try to explore that energy through wrong method. The other side of the door, Atman, yourself is there, energy is available, inexhaustible joy is there. If you use the key and open the door and allow that bliss and energy to come into your being, it's called meditation. A right understanding. If you just create some desire and bang this door and try to get that same excitement, it is like a tension. It creates tension. Contemplating on the ultimate energy, contemplating on a small desires, both brings energy into your being. Contemplating on small desire brings less energy with tension. Contemplating on the ultimate truth brings tremendous energy with relaxation. Third important truth, there is something in you which never dies, which is the source of energy. There is something in you which dies, which is never alive even now. If you understand, which can be dead is never alive, will never be alive, you will lose the fear of losing something. Fear of death is in you because you think there is something which you have now will be taken away from you. No. Anything you have cannot be taken away. Anything which can be taken away, you never had. You may be thinking you had, you may be thinking you are having, but you don't have it. Anything which can die can never occupy your inner space. Anything which can't die can never be taken away from you. These are all very subtle, transforming truths. Sometimes you need to be alert, intelligent, using your whole attention to understand these truths. If it is just making little fun, telling few jokes and entertaining you, I can do that, I have no problem. But sometimes I really feel that you need to be told the truth about your life. Just entertaining you with few jokes, few stories, my job will be done, your job will not be done. Only when you are reminded once in a while about your true nature, your job will be done. Your job will be done. I won't have any problem if I just entertain you, but you will have a problem. Small story. One guy who thinks he is not attractive, he is not entertaining, goes to a psychiatrist and asks for help. Psychiatrist says, don't bother. Every day morning, get up, stand in front of mirror and say, I will be confident, I will be entertaining. This guy asks, then will I be able to attract women? Psychiatrist says, sure, because that is the purpose. sure. Anyhow, this guy goes out. After 3 weeks, comes back to same psychiatrist with the same long depressed face. Doctor asked, what happened? Technique did not work, trick did not work. The guy said, no, it worked. Now I have enough friends, too many girlfriends, too many friends. I am really entertaining everybody. Doctor asked, then what is the problem? No, I don't have a problem, but my wife does. If I just entertain you, I may not have problem, but you may have. You need to be told the truth. You need to understand this whole thing. Even though it takes little energy, little time, you need to know that there is something in you which does not die. There is something in you which can die, which is never alive, which was, is, will never be alive. Which was never alive, which is never alive, which will never be alive. Your difficulty is, you think you have something in you now which is alive, which may die after some time. That is where the difficulty starts. No. Anything which can die can't be alive. Anything which is alive cannot die. You identify wrongly yourself with something which can die, which can leave, and your imagination that if that leaves you, you may suffer, is the reason or root cause for suffering. Many times you can see in your life things which you thought too important. When they leave or when they are not there, you don't even remember them. Understand, I have seen many incidents, many people coming and telling me, Swamiji, I never thought I can live without that person, but now I don't even remember. Is it right or am I doing something wrong? You forgot that you have a self-healing, self-rejuvenating system in your being. You have an automatic rejuvenation system. You have enough energy to go beyond whatever you think as death. These few truths, I know it is very difficult to feel connected with these few words because they just change your very frequency. This is like a radiation, chemotherapy to your cancer. Illusion is your cancer, Maya is cancer. The truth is radiation. Truth is completely burning your being, purifying your being. These few truths can be digested with the meditation which Shiva is trying to give. He says, relax into that which does not die in you, so that whatever can die in you can die now itself. Now the difficulty is you are thinking there is something in you which can die, but which is alive at this moment. Your body can die, but it is alive now. But Shiva says, let you enter into the space which never dies, your inner space, consciousness, so that whichever can die, let it die now. Don't hang on. You trying to hang on to something which can die creates fear. Understand? You trying to hold on to something which can leave you creates fear. He says, forget about it. Now, sit back and relax into your consciousness, which can never die. Whatever can die, let it die. He is giving you powerful technique. Let me read the sutra. Silently intone a word ending in ha. In Tantra they use the word hamsa. Even in Upanishad they use this technique. Silently intoning a word which ends in ha, ah, ha, effortlessly, spontaneously achieving enlightenment. Understand? When you intone with that word which ends in ha, you will be exhaling. You will not be inhaling. Exhaling is like relaxing and letting anything can die to die now itself. Inhaling is something like holding on. You are inhaling will be constantly trying to hold on to something. Exhaling will be like a relaxing, letting go. Now, constantly let go, exhale, without bothering about inhaling, by intoning that word which ends in a ha, hamsa. Why here the word hamsa is not directly used? They say the word, they say like a puzzle, they give you here, like a clue. Because the very word hamsa should be initiated by a master. Only if an enlightened person commands, teaches, he will be able to give this word, technique. Shiva does not want this technique to be initiated or used by anybody and everybody. So he keeps some keys, like a clue. This book is like a shorthand version. It's like only the clues are collected and formed into the form of a book. Anybody who already knows the truth, only he can connect everything and tell you, express. Here Shiva is giving you a beautiful technique. It's a very powerful technique. Constantly, 24 hours, you are supposed to put your awareness on exhaling and just intone that word silently. Hamsa, hamsa, hamsa. If you see your breathing, you will see. When you inhale, you will see hum, sa. Exhaling happens with sa. Inhaling happens with hum. Person who constantly intones this mantra, it is called ajapa japa. Chanting without chanting. Chanting with effort is japa. Chanting without effort is ajapa. This mantra, this intonation, it is intoning. If it becomes ajapa in you, if that hamsa became that intoning becomes ajapa in you, you become paramahamsa. Understand? If this constant awareness on exhaling and that intoning of that hamsa mantra, if it happens, you become paramahamsa. It's a very powerful technique which can be used 24 hours. Whenever you are attacked by fear, just sit back and relax. Just put your awareness only on exhaling and repeat the word sa along with outgoing, exhaling. When you inhale, repeat hum. Hum, sa, hum, sa. Silent intonation. Silent intonation of this mantra will suddenly put you into the awareness, relaxation of which never dies. Whatever can die will leave your system, your inner space. Whatever can't die, you will feel connected to that. Whatever can die will leave your system now itself. You will not catch hold. You will not hang on. You will not linger, which can die or which you think is part in you now. Your body and mind. You will realize whatever can die is never part of you, will never be part of you. Whatever can't die is your very being. Try this technique just for 3 days. I tell you, 3 days whenever you remember. Inhale with the mantra hum, exhale with the mantra sa. But put your awareness more on exhaling. More on exhaling. You will suddenly see the fear of losing your wealth, parts of your body, or your health, or near and dear ones, or fear of unknown. Everything will just disappear. Because when you put your awareness on exhaling, whatever can die, which is occupying in your inner space as part of you, will leave your inner space, will not be part of your inner space anymore. You will be liberated. Let us enter into this meditation. Very powerful technique. We will try just for 5 minutes now. Once you catch the glimpse, try to do it whole day and night. Whenever you remember, try to be in the same awareness. For some reason, if you can't sit for next 5 minutes or you don't want to meditate, you can just sit with closed eyes or you can leave the hall. But if you are sitting here, do not open your eyes and look into others and disturb others. Let me again tell you the technique. Inhaling with hum, sound, hum, in tone, silently, not loudly. Exhaling with the sound sa, silently, not loudly. Inhale and exhale, but put more energy, awareness, effort on your exhaling with the sa intoning, so that whatever can die, which is occupying your inner space now, can leave you. You will be liberated. Please close your eyes. In tone, silently, not loudly, silently. When you inhale, use the sound hum. When you exhale, use the sound sa. Put more awareness and energy on exhaling. help yourself to do deeper exhaling. Inhaling, let it happen automatically by the body. You do only exhaling. Only to exhale, put your energy and attention and effort. Put your awareness and effort more on exhaling and silently intoning the word Sa. Nityanandam. Relax. You can open your eyes. Try this technique. Very powerful technique. You can do it with your open eyes also. With your eyes open also. Whenever you remember, try while you are sitting, talking, walking, eating, even while you are sleeping. It is called ajapa, means which is going on automatically in you. You just need to intone, that's all. Fall in tune, that's all. Whole day it will be happening. You will see you are completely relaxed, which can never die. You will be relaxed into which will never die in you. Whatever can die in you, which is occupying your inner space, will leave you. Will leave your inner space. If you are identifying yourself with something which can die, that identification will be disconnected. You will be unclutched. You will feel connected. You will realize you are which can never die. You are that which can never die, which we call the truth, enlightenment, and consciousness. So, today is the last discourse. So, anybody wants the initiation, please ask. Initiation is more like a downloading the whole software of the technique. Sometime you may forget one or two lines, instruction. Initiation is like a downloading the whole software. Even if you don't remember that one or two line, the very power of the master's initiation will help you to go into the technique deeper and properly. That is the reason for initiation. People were asking me yesterday a few questions. If I am already initiated, can I have? You can. And can I take any initiation from anybody else if I add initiation from you? You can. One thing, I always tell people, go to all gardens and pluck best flowers and make a bouquet for you. Whatever you can learn from wherever possible, learn, and the initiation from the master will never contradict. It will only complement with whatever other things you early had or going to have or practicing or initiations, anything you had. At least with me, I have come to complement, not to contradict. So, let you all achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.